Welcome to episode 61. Today we are going to talk visibility. So, one of the things that I hear a lot from clients is that visibility out in the wide world of the internet feels like a whole entity of its own. Like there are visibility coaches and there are visibility books, and it's like a thing. There's an entire world of the internet. There's an entire part of the business world completely devoted to this part of business. And it feels like there are a lot of shoulds and a lot of supposed tos and not a lot of concrete direction. Like people will say to me, like, right, I get that I'm supposed to do like all these different things, but I don't actually know how it works. So if this is you, if visibility writ large feels kind of mysterious and really uncomfortable and like potentially more than you either can or want to do, it's like, okay, but if that's what visibility is, I don't want that, right? Then this episode today really is for you. I am going to talk with you about a simple equation for visibility that I know works and help you really diagram out, take apart the how part of this to make visibility easier for you. The best part about this like simple equation for visibility is that it creates doing visibility like this creates visibility, which you need. But then the result of that visibility like goes beyond just being seen. It creates results of its own because it increases you being seen more means you get to make a greater impact in that you also make more money. So let's that's what we're going to talk about today. And before we dive in, I want to share, I think, one of my most favorite coaching wins in quite a while from this week. So I was working with a client yesterday who I have been working with, quite a while now, actually. I would say a little over a year, maybe. And one of the things she and I have talked around over the years is her thoughts around money. And she always says to me, I don't really have a problem with money or pricing, but she does get really hung up in it. And, it's really taken us quite a lot of conversation to really get to the heart of it. And I think we're there because yesterday she said to me, I don't want to owe. Debt is wrong. And so what happens in her business as a result is she only allows herself to spend money that she knows she already has like 10 times more than. So it limits the tools, the resources, the things she's willing to do in a way that has held her back. And this is not to say that I'm advocating debt necessarily. But it's an interesting thing to examine. Like we all have our own sets of thoughts around money and debt, particularly related to our businesses. We have thoughts on what's good debt, like mortgages. We have thoughts on what's bad debt, like credit card debt. And those thoughts have an impact on the choices we make for business. Like if your debt is an investment in your business, and you know that you're going to grow as a result, like, is that good debt or is that bad debt? And, what we came to eventually in this conversation was that this does, in a lot of ways, roll all the way back to the idea of trust. Because if you trust yourself and your business, you trust the progress you're going to make, you trust, the people you work with, the things you're going to do, then you trust that you are going to learn what you need to learn from your investment and it's going to pay off. But that's a whole separate thing, right? Debt without trust that you're going to be able to get out of the debt or that you're going to be able to pay it off or do whatever you need to do is scary. But if you're thinking about debt or you're thinking about something else, and you trust that it's the right decision, you trust that you're going to make the money, you trust yourself and your business, it's kind of different, right? So it was a really interesting conversation to be had. If you have thoughts on debt and trust in business and investing, I'd love to hear them. Feel free to send them on email. I love after you guys listen to these, I always get emails about particular questions or things that made people think. And I love those messages and those emails. So keep them coming. But so that's just a really interesting little side story. Let's now jump into this equation for visibility. So I think that when we talk about visibility, it's like be on this platform, post on this one 3 times a day, post on this one 4 times a day, post on this one once a week, post on this one with these kinds of words, use your hashtags over here, and you should do video, and you should go to networking, and you should, oh my God, it gives me hives just to think about. And by the way, what's your freebie and what's your website like and all of these things. And it's like, oh, friends, shoot. So, all of those things are vehicles of visibility, but they're not actually, they can be used, they're tools, right? They're the ways you become visible, but they're not actually the strategy of visibility, or at least as far as I'm concerned. When I think about visibility for myself as a business owner and with my clients, we boil visibility down to 2 things, and that's it. Visibility is created from meeting more people, like actual human beings, and making more offers. Period. That's it. It's like talk to more humans, tell them what you do, because people connect, right? That's connection. And when you make offers, they A, know what you do, and B, you get to talk to them about its value. And if they know you as a human, that actually works. So our vehicles for visibility, things like video on Facebook, groups, LinkedIn, TikTok, whatever. Yes, absolutely. Is a vehicle for visibility. Networking. Absolutely. But for you, ultimately, what matters is that as a business owner, what the tools are that you want to use for visibility. Like you tell you guys this all the time. I do not want to use Instagram. I just don't. And so that is not one of my visibility vehicles. I have ways I love to meet people, and I have places and ways that I love to make offers. That's it. The thing about it is, the equation is proportional. So the more people you meet and the more offers you make, the more visible you become. Like, it's not complicated in that way. More people and more offers equals more visible. So the question becomes, what are you doing to meet actual humans? And why are you making offers? How often are you making offers? What kind of offers are they? You have a whole grab bag full of ways to meet people: Facebook groups, networking, local meetups, interest groups, through friends, through LinkedIn. Like, I had to connect, one-on-one connect with somebody I met on LinkedIn the other day. Like, she and I were talking back and forth in a post, and she was like, hey, we should get together. And we did. And she's a hoot. Like, if she didn't live 5,000 miles from me, we would be buddies, because we would have a grand old time. We would get in so much trouble, but we would have so much fun. But like, I know what my strategies are. What are yours? And then, it's make more offers. So odds are right now you make an offer. Like, I was talking with this about in my charting business success group yesterday. It's making more offers. And one of my group members was like, well, I made an offer. Well, one is not enough, right? More, if you're making 1, more is 2. If you're making 2, more is 3. If you're making 3, more is 4. But the more you push that number up, the more visible you become. And yes, there is the potential that someone will not like it. And that is the way it is supposed to be. When you become more visible, people have opinions about you. That is going to happen. That's not wrong. When you move people to a feeling, whether it's a good feeling or a bad feeling, they see you, right? But then the really interesting side impact of this, like when I worked with Simone Soul, who was my coach for a while, she called these bonus results. The bonus result of visibility is the result. The bonus result of visibility is The more people see you and they know what you do, the more impact you get to have, the more people you get to help. As you're creating impact and you're helping people, you're making more money and growing your business. That's it. Like, meet more people, make more offers equals visibility. Visibility creates more impact and makes more money. This is all it is. What you get to decide as a business owner is what the vehicles you want to use for meeting people and making offers are. I don't care what they are. I don't care if you have more than one for each of them. I care that you have at least one. You don't need to do it any kind of should way. You just need to do it the way that feels super fun for you. I posted this the other day, and one of the comments I've been thinking about since, and one of the comments on this post says, just got out of the make more videos and emails loop and back into the meeting more people loop. It really is that simple. It is not about what you create. Like, visibility is so much less about stuff than it is about connection. So if you are in stuff mode, it is time to go into people mode. And I understand for the introverts of the world that this is like giving you hives. But I'll be honest, like, I am, as an actual human in my real, like, make friends life, I'm pretty freaking introverted. Like, I am comfortable with who I'm comfortable with. And the rest of the time I'm like wallflower glued to the wall, scared to death. And so if I can do it, I promise you can too. Like, I was a teacher. I now am a pretty damn visible business owner and am working on my own. Like, I am doing this work too. I do this work to become more and more visible every day. And I get it. It is wholly uncomfortable. Like, I have been working myself on like increasing my visibility over the new year so far. And we're like 6 weeks into my science experiment. And my brain keeps going like, cool, this was a fun experiment. Are we done now? And that's that's not great. Like, my brain doesn't, we don't get to go backwards. We're going to keep doing this experiment until it's, there's no, it's just, it's going to keep going. This is the experiment. So for you, how do you stretch the bounds of who you're meeting and what you're offering? How do you talk to more people? How do you talk about what you do more? And no, it doesn't have to be salesy. An offer can just be an invitation. Invite people into your world. Invite them to share what you have for free. Invite them to access you. Invite them to work with you. Invite them to do all the things. Use all of the ways you want to invite, because the more visible you are, the more you get to help them through whatever kind of invitation they take you up on. And I'm going to go ahead and make you an invitation right here, because I believe in your visibility. I believe in the need for it, because I know that you have something that the world needs. There is something that you do for actual humans that you offer that is valuable, that people need. So if you are stuck in a loop where you feel invisible, where you feel like no one is seeing you, where you feel like you don't know how to get out of your own way and become more visible, and it's scary and you're stopping yourself. If the consistency of visibility is not there, because you show up once, you do the thing, you get really scared, you hide under a rock for a couple of weeks and you come back, coaching is really a way to help you grow this. So if you are interested in becoming more visible without it being harder, without it being complicated, and you're interested in having the results of creating more impact and helping more people and making more money because of your visibility, I can help. This is what I do with people in one-on-one coaching. It is what I've been doing with my groups. It is what I was doing with my client yesterday. It's really part and parcel of what I do best with people, because it doesn't have to be complicated and it doesn't have to be miserable. So if you are looking for that kind of support, or if you're like, let's talk about it, then let's talk about it. I promise that if you send a message and you say like, hey, let's talk about it, like, I'm not going to hard sell you. I'm crap at that. And that's just the way it is. I have embraced my selling style, which is like, if you want it, great. If you don't want it, also great. I still love you. So please let me know if you want to chat. This is why I'm here. This is what I do. And my my gift to the world, the thing I do best is helping people grow and expand what they do and expand their reach simply. And I would love to do that with you. All right. I will see you all next week on the podcast. Until then, keep growing, keep being visible. Bye.